Someone recently asked me, is it too late for me to learn to play the guitar? I'll get right to the point. My answer is no. Plain and simple. I'm going to spend the rest of this short video showing you why it's not too late for you to learn to play the guitar. I'm David Harsh with Guitar Success for You, and it's my passion to help people discover their gifts on the guitar for the glory of God. I've got 12 reasons why it's not too late for you to learn to play the guitar. Stick around for number 12 because it just might surprise you. So please take a few moments to hear my thoughts and then let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree. Let's get started. Number 1, your journey is your journey. Another way to put it is your race, your pace. There will always be guitarists out there who are further along than you are. But as author Jon Acuff says, don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Really, the only person I should be comparing myself with is who I was yesterday. Number 2, technically, no one has learned to play the guitar. We're always in the process of learning, or at least we always can be. Never do we check off learning the guitar and say, okay, I've learned everything there is to know. I can play every song that's ever been written. Yeah, no. But the good news is that because it's physically and mentally impossible to master the guitar inside a single lifetime, that's actually also very freeing, especially for those of us who haven't started yet. Number 3, lots of people start later. You might be thinking to yourself that you're all alone in this and that no one else out there is starting later. But you'd be wrong. Lots of people I've taught are older beginners and they're loving what they're learning. You may not know this, but I started learning the guitar in college. I had never played it until then. But once I discovered the guitar, I was in. So starting later is fine. The key is to start. Number 4, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. If you know anything about a long-distance race, you know that once the race has started, people aren't hanging out at the starting line anymore. As the race progresses, the focus is where? The finish line. How you finish is so much more important than how you start. Number 5, age is a state of mind. I've met old young people and young old people, and some of them are what I consider curmudgeons. A curmudgeon, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, is an ill-tempered and usually old person. But here's the thing, there are people I've met who are quite young and still quite curmudgeonly. Conversely, some of the sweetest people I've met are much older than I am. Age truly is a state of mind. So don't think about how old you are, think about what you want to do right now, and maybe that's learning some music on the guitar. Number 6, it takes courage to embark on a new instrument, but you can be courageous. Starting a new instrument is no small thing, but when we are courageous about it, we can overcome any fears we might have. Jon Acuff's book, Start, has the subtitle, Punch Fear in the Face. Sometimes embracing a new skill or craft takes courage. According to the Chambers Dictionary of Etymology, the root for the word courage is a root that means heart. And to encourage someone is to help them take heart and to be brave and courageous. I want to encourage you to take heart and to jump in with both feet. Okay, we're halfway there. Have you been encouraged so far and gotten some value from this video? Then please like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Thanks for helping us share more great content with you and others. Number 7, learning the guitar in different seasons of life will look different. I've worked with guitar students who have a single digit to their age. I've also worked with people well into their 70s. You know what I've discovered? They have different approaches. Young people may not be as patient or self-disciplined and may not have developed some of the learning skills that come later in life. So if you've got some years behind you, then inevitably you've learned some things and you've learned how to take in information. Your level of experience will help you grasp and apply concepts on the guitar much more effectively. Number 8, guitar can be serious fun. With age comes the capacity for hard work and delayed gratification. Young people typically want what they want and they want it right away. However, some of the greatest rewards in life, including musical skill, take time and diligent work. We need to manage our expectations and to count the cost. Some of the most rewarding experiences on the guitar are waiting just on the other side of some good old-fashioned hard work. With this in mind, I love the idea of having serious fun on the guitar. I actually created a whole series of podcast episodes called Guitar Serious Fun to carry this thinking forward. You'll soon be able to find them here on this channel. Serious fun is this idea of leaning into challenging music and then overcoming it. That feeling right there, that is serious fun. So play some easy music, but occasionally lean into the serious fun stuff that takes a bit more effort because the reward can be greater. Number 9, your limitations could inspire you to reach further. The German philosopher Johann Wolfgang von Goethe said, "It is working within limitations that mastery reveals itself." I've discovered several guitarists out there who only have one arm. It's so inspiring to see them working within limitations and leaning into their callings. What if Stevie Wonder had said, "Well, I can't see, so I probably can't make any music"? We'd be missing out on an amazing musical voice. We need to hear his music. We need to hear your music. I also think that someone who starts the guitar later can actually have a greater motivation to get after it. The title song of my second album, which actually won first place in a national songwriting competition, was "Making Up for Lost Time." So even if you feel like you've got limitations based on your age, which may only be perceived limitations, you can work within those limitations and still flourish. Number 10, seemingly inadequate people can be used by God to do great things. God used people throughout Scripture who were seemingly inadequate for the task. Think about Abraham, who was considered very old, and yet he became the father of many nations. So really, you're only too old to play the guitar if you think you're too old. It might not be a season of life where you could cut a multi-platinum album and go on a world tour, but that may not be what the Lord has for you, and it may not actually be what's best for you anyway. But God can use you to further His kingdom with your gifts. Number 11, it's not about skill, it's about stewardship. Remember the parable of the talents in Matthew chapter 25? One servant doubled his talents from 2 to 4, and another doubled his talents from 5 to 10. But what did the master say to both of these servants? The master replied, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things." The master was not concerned with quantity. He was concerned with obedience and stewardship. So just be obedient, and the Lord will honor your heart as you develop your talents. Lastly, number 12, success needs to be defined on your terms. One piece of deep wisdom I came across several years ago that I like to remind my members in Guitar Success for You of is this. Make sure you have a clear definition of what success means to you, because if you don't, it's very possible that someone could come along and define success for you, and it's likely that their definition will benefit them more than it benefits you. So take some time to define success on your terms. And if you want some help guiding you through that process, I strongly encourage you to consider going through our free web masterclass, the Guitar Success Formula. It could be a game changer for you. There's a link to it in the description below. Well, hopefully I've demolished most of the objections you may have had about whether it's too late to get into the guitar. Feel free to leave a comment if you have a thought on what I've shared today. Speaking of sharing, I would love it if you would share this video with someone who might be needing some encouragement as they discover the guitar. Now, if you want to know an example of someone for whom it is too late to learn to play the guitar, I would say this. If they're dead, it's too late. Now, if you're experiencing this video, that means that you are still alive. As long as you're alive, the Lord has a purpose for you here. So pick up a guitar and learn something, play something, and then share it with someone else. Brian Redding, one of our experts in Guitar Success for You, said, "Music is best when shared." I totally agree. Even if you learn 3 notes on one string, you can play a melody and you can share it with someone, whether they just listen or play along. Remember how I said that sometimes embracing a new skill or craft takes courage? Well, how do you find courage? How do you seek out encouragement? Maybe you're finding some right here. I'm very passionate about being an encourager, especially to Christian guitarists, and you'll get more encouragement here on this channel. But if you're looking for the next level and you want to embark on a battle-tested learning experience with a community element, I encourage you to check out guitarsuccessforyou.com. We link to it in the description below as well. This is where I can really help you in the beginning stages of your guitar journey and beyond. Lastly, if you want to get started with essential skills for strumming, please check out this video, our 25-minute strumming workout. People are loving this approach to honing their skills and strengthening their strumming hand. No guitar chords required. Check it out. I'll see you there.